Reckless adventure. The clearing was one of the greenest places Zeke had ever seen. The grass grew as tall as his waist, swaying with healthy greens and interspersed with cattails. Crystal waterfalls of snowy runoff fed into the pond from higher up, filling the clearing with a sense of surreal calm. Of course, the most beautiful thing of all was the flower in the very center, a brilliant golden lotus that seemed to be producing its own mist. The corpse pond might have been fit to put on postcards were it not for the dead bodies. There were perhaps a dozen corpses, some bloated and floating near the surface, others looking almost petrified and half buried in the mud. Many were animals, but there were the familiar remnants of something that could be human as well. "What do you think got them?" Remy still sounded a little sour about the whole Harbinger thing, but at least she'd agreed to come along. "Something in the pond, I guess." Rick narrowed his eyes as he surveyed the pond. "Plenty of plants growing, but that doesn't mean it's safe for animals. Better be careful." Zeke pulled off his shirt, tossing it with his pack onto a clear patch of ground. "I think I'll just grab it. Damn thing's right there, right? That's gotta be the lotus Lyle wants. I pick that and we're out. Simple." Nightingale drew her weapon, tossing it up and down in one hand. "Just be quick. Doesn't look good to me. Looks like we stumbled into some monster's freezer. Let's get the decorations before it comes back and finds us." Zeke approached the water slowly, his eyes scanning for movement. While the water near the edges was clear, it got cloudier further in. He wasn't superstitious, but he still preferred to choose a route that wouldn't involve accidentally running into a corpse. "Wish me luck. I'll make sure not to swallow any water just in case." Not that he would have been tempted by a lake filled with bodies, no matter how clear it looked. He waded toward the lotus, determined to get it and get out quickly. The water was numbing cold, which might explain how well preserved the bodies were. Suddenly, a horrible wail filled the air. Zeke froze in the water, imagining the dozens of dead all screaming with animalistic fury. He looked around himself in a panic, half expecting to see the corpses moving in on him. Instead, he saw creatures like amphibious dogs, with wild, bulging eyes swimming toward him. He struggled back to shore as fast as he could, the creatures moving in behind him. To make matters worse, thick tendrils rose from the center of the pond to give chase. The corpse collector had stirred. "I guess it couldn't be that easy, right?" Nightingale said with a half grin as she helped a sopping wet Zeke get his footing. "Let's deal with the guard dogs and get that lotus quick."